Pledge, followed by a brief moment of silence. Vanessa, would you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And all please remain standing for a brief moment of silence.
And if we could today, please keep our Pennsylvania National Guard member and North Beaver Township resident, Specialist Mackenzie Shea, and her family in our thoughts and prayers today. She was killed over the weekend in a training accident.
Thank you, and thank you, Loretta.
Sure.
Vanessa, please, a couple of stuffed up today, it's the allergies. And the
Still have to clarify.
yeah, and it's a combination of allergies and sleep
Yes.
deprivation, which contributes to the allergies.
Right.
Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Steele,
Here.
Commissioner Vogler,
Here.
Commissioner Boyd.
Here. For officer reports and comments, we have our controller with us today. Dave, do you have anything to report above beyond what's already on the agenda?
Just here to open the bids.
Public comments. Any member of the public wishing to make comment? I am shocked. Fiscal and contractual, we have repository properties, none of those up today. We have no we might have advertising for bid. Oh, wait, no, we have an invitation of bid. Well, bids will be received for, was today the 24th? Today's the 24th. I'm caught up now. Again, it's, you know.
It's 25th.
Today's the 25th. Oh, the receipt is on the 24th.
Yes, there we go.
We're good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long day. Advertising bids and proposals. Now, we do have receipt of bids and proposals. Planning, county parks and boat launch maintenance program. Dave, that's, as you previously indicated, that's why you're here.
Okay,
You'd be able to open those up.
we have 2 bids we received.
These were the only 2 that were allowed to bid. They're required to attend our mandatory pre-bid meeting. In order to bid, you have to attend.
Very good.
Did anyone attempt to apply
Good
to
to know.
not?
Not that
Is there one here? Okay. Thank you. Since it's close.
We have
Good time up. This is from Hyatt's Landscaping in Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Total bid is $64,190.
Getting these extra meetings before you.
Next one is from Beyond Corp in Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. Total bid $69,700.
What was the first one?
64.
Frank's gonna be getting his extra maintenance employee.
That's pretty,
64,100.
where we're at now.
With a different,
That's what we're paying right
We
now.
just should build
You
some.
remember, they have the equipment to do what we need to be done on staff.
This is
especially with the-
Yeah, thank
We're
you so
gonna,
much.
yeah, we're gonna need to get together and talk about that one.
Yes.
You'll make copies and give it to me?
So,
You get us a copy for Jason as well.
All right, I'll take them. One was for 64, one was for 69. Thank you.
64,190 was Hyatt's and 69,700 was Beyond.
So thank you. We're gonna take a look at those. It might be more we're gonna do the numbers, but it might be
Right.
more advantageous to hire Frank, another maintenance employee. But we'll have those discussions sometime in the next week or so.
Sure.
Thank you.
no problem.
I'll take a motion to refer those to the appropriate administrative officials, table bids.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We have a warrant registered from October 19th, 2022. I'll give my colleagues a minute to check that over and take a motion to approve or deny the warrant register. It's always an option. Never exercised it, but it's always an option.
So moved.
Second. Motion is second. Any further discussion here? None. Question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Minutes from Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. Give my colleagues a minute to check those over. Take a motion to approve the minutes, or make any changes necessary to speak.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, any further discussion, hearing none, question on the motion, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign, motion carries. We have no presentation of written communications today, staff reports, do we have a member of staff here that has anything to report above and beyond what's already on the agenda? Hearing none, commissioner reports and comments, Dan, you're on deck first today, floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Boyd. Well, just to make note of the fact that within the next couple of weeks, we're going to be seeing the opening of 2 different restaurants in Orange County. Later this week, the Cornerstone Restaurant, which is just down the street here on East Washington Street, where Four Brothers used to be, they are having a grand opening on Thursday, and we wish them well. And then in November, on November 4, which is a Friday, a new restaurant out in Plain Grove Township is going to be opening. It's called Georgetown Eats, E-A-T-S, and they're located at 1947 Georgetown Road in Plain Grove Township. So that's kind of out your way.
It is.
So if you get hungry, Joe, it's
I'm always
wanted
hungry.
to drive far.
As you can see.
So we wish both of these businesses much success. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Loretta?
Nothing here, thank you.
I have nothing.
Okay.
We'll move on to resolution number 2022-347.
347.
Amy, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. This is our director of planning for our viewer out there. And we have a resolution for discussion and possible approval of the Cat Shop Repair and submit a grant, the projected amount of $622,582 to DCED for CDBG project. Before we get started, I will note that I was having some discussions with some guys up in Erie, and I believe that the competitive CDBG awards will be out relatively expeditiously. But Amy, what do we have going on here?
This is just the final piece of the puzzle that I need to submit our application. It's due Thursday. So this is just an application stating that the commissioners are applying for these funds to DCED. The county's pot of money plus on behalf of Elwood City, Shenango Township, and Union Township. Each of those municipalities have passed their resolution and have submitted that to me. For a total of $622,582. Projects include housing rehab for the county, street improvement in Mahoning Township, rehab in Union Township, rehab in Elwood City, curb cuts in Elwood City in their LMI area, their LMI census block area. And Shenango Township will be using their funds to help their township building up to ADA standards. Their entryway is an ADA, their bathroom is not ADA. So those are the proposed use of funds, and hopefully a DCD will approve.
Questions, comments for Director McKenna?
No.
I'll take a motion to approve 347.
So moved.
Second. A motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 348, resolution for discussion possible approval apply for FAIR for targeted neighborhood stabilization efforts for blighted properties.
This is just our annual grant that we apply to. We submit 2 applications, one on behalf of the county and one on behalf of the redevelopment authority for our countywide blight remediation program. So this is just stating that the county is in support of the application. This year we also are adding under the umbrella of blight remediation is facade improvements. We've gotten the okay from PHFA that we can use those funds for some facade improvements. And we've been getting a lot of people contacting us, asking us in Wampum Borough, Elwood City, also in the city of Newcastle, to use some funds for some facade improvement. So we got the okay, so we're gonna add that to our grant application this year too.
Very interesting. Questions, comments?
No.
Take motion to approve 348.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second for discussion. Hearing none. Question on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you, guys.
Up next, we have Tish Foster, our Director of Tax Claim here for our routine exonerations. Tish, how you doing today?
Good, thanks.
Good to see you. What do we have going on today? And unless my colleagues have any objection, just because they're effectively the same resolution a couple different times, we'll take these all together. So these will be 349, 350. 350, 351, and 352. Am I missing any? Tish, what's going on?
Just like you said, the same routine, we have properties that sold at the judicial sale in April. Some were sold for $500, so we need to exonerate the county and the road. The new owners do pay the school tax. Also, we have one that, well, actually we have two that were sold for over, but not quite enough to pay all of the taxes, so we have two partial exonerations. And then we have several that were sold for over 500, but not enough to pay any of this current county or road. And then the last would be the ones that were not sold that are going to repository. So we have one resolution for that as well.
Questions, comments for the tax rate record?
No.
If you just give me another second, please.
No, take time.
Help me again with the very last one, the 352 that you said,
Which,
it's the,
repository?
Property sold at judicial sale, April 29th. A lot of these properties were sold free and clear of all municipal claims, whereas a portion of the proceeds paid all delinquent taxes and part of county and road taxes, and therefore people to this position.
there's two properties, one on the 3rd ward, one on the 4th
Okay.
ward, city. Help me understand what.
Okay, so that was, so there was not enough to pay all of the county and all of the city.
Okay,
So we will pay a portion of it
on these two.
on just those two.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, please bear with me.
Take your time.
Just a minor little correction on
Yeah, which one?
349, the first one.
Which one?
On the back, when you list the various parcels, Perry Township is misspelled.
I did?
It's on the back of the very first one that you presented us.
I don't know what order he put those in.
Oh,
Purdy. Purdy.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
I'll fix it.
It is
I'll
a
take
Purdy
care of
township.
it. It is.
Yes.
That's all I.
It is.
thank you,
Yes.
thank you, Tish,
Yeah, I'll take care of that.
thank you.
We have a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Thank you. This is for 349 through 352. We have motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spielvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
yes,
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next session.
Okay, have a good day.
you too,
You
Tish.
too.
This is, we do it every year, just the renewal of our health insurance. I know that, Danny, you gotta, I'm assuming you're looking at the renewal terms will be 2 years. Is that what you're?
Now I'm looking at the fourth whereas, 3.48%. But
Yes.
is that dollar figure correct?
No, it's not, because the increase is a couple $100,000.
Yeah,
Yes.
So we'll just take out the dollar, we'll just take out the
Okay.
dollar value, just make it a flat increase.
right. Thank you.
Absolutely. I will note that due to the loyalty credit, which is applied this year, it's not
Mhm.
applied next year.
Right.
The actualized increase, if you go for 2 years, amounts to under 1/10 of 1%, which we're certainly thankful to our health insurance negotiators. We've while the rates technically have increased over time because of those retention credits, we've been very, very lucky in holding our rates. I talked to some other businesses and some other nonprofits, and they are not holding their rates constant.
I said at one of the meetings, I said, prior to the two of you being sworn into office, we never had numbers this good. So I'm giving both you all the credit. It's like you brought good luck to this thing, seriously. We used to
We'll take it.
struggle with these numbers. And the day may come that we struggle again, but boy, for the last couple of years, knock on wood, it's been, this is good news.
Thank God for it too, because we're gonna have a hell of a time with our, I'm sure you guys got the email from the controller about the retirement payment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's gonna be a hell of a hole to fill. So this is gonna help us get a little bit closer to balance it here. But the renewal term shall be 2 years. I'll note that amends our current year to allow for that retention credit. The actual
Gotcha.
health insurance moving forward is just for 2023.
Morgan.
Okay.
Karen gave me the actual dollar amount. Do you want it in the
Yeah, we
resolution?
can put it in the resolution.
Okay, it's $6,081,450.
Oh, there we go.
Got a zero. Huh,
Yeah, a couple more comments there.
yeah,
All right, and I'll note that's company-wide. That does not include our dental insurance. But let's see, any questions, comments?
No.
I'll take a motion to approve.
so moved.
Second, motion second, for discussion here, none question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. This is a very nice resolution right here, 354. I know that our friends over at Tourism
Yes.
will appreciate this. There has been substantially more tourism revenue than what our trends anticipated
Mhm.
for 2022, and we're adjusting the budget to $80,000 in new revenue, unbudgeted revenue that flows through to our tourism
Yes.
agency. Hotel tax is required under state law for a fifth-class county to flow directly to an agency designated by the Lawrence County Board of Commissioners as a tourism promotion agency. Interestingly enough, once you hit third-class county or higher, you're allowed to use it for economic development. We are not close to that word.
No, no.
So ours flows, or all of ours flows to tourism, and I'm sure they'll be able to put this to good use.
Absolutely.
Questions, comments on 354? Take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second. Motion and second for discussion, hearing none, question on the motion, Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 355, we are increasing the prior year balance APO admin fee revenue fund by $15,000. That's effectively, when I go to budget for some of these funds, there are fund balances, which is the total amount of money in the account, and then there's what we budget to spend out of those fund balances. And so in a lot of scenarios for these types of funds, the APO admin fee, for example, has like $400,000 in it.
Mhm.
I only budget $100,000 worth of spend, but we have that pool to draw from, make adjustments from if those expenditures exceed $100,000. So that's what's going on here. We're just basically dipping into that pool, and then they're using it to pay out. That is actually generally used to reimburse the county for certain judicial expenses. That's where Judge Motto's slush fund is. But we'll, unless there's any questions or comments on that?
No.
We'll take a motion to approve 355.
So moved.
Second. A motion seconding for discussion, hearing none, question on the motion. Vanessa, please call the roll.
Commissioner Steelvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
Yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We have a number of, we're getting to the end of the year, and so everyone's shuffling around their budgets right now. Jerry Cartwright, who asks for nothing, by the
I know.
way, nothing, is looking to transfer $350 from his contingency to his water sewage expense. We've seen utilities rise all around right now. Healthy Wilmington Borough, I think, just took a 150% increase in their water. But so that's going towards paying for that. Maintenance, $3,000 from their contingency to materials and supplies. They're looking to buy some uniforms and winter apparel for our maintenance crew. Some shoveling, salting, some bibs, gloves, jackets, etc. to keep our guys nice and warm for the winter months. Commissioners, we're moving some money. Well, this is actually, I asked Vanessa to do this, it's maintenance. We're moving some of the maintenance contingency and maintenance lawn care to maintenance and repairs. I forget exactly what the unit is called, but there's a number of, Frank would be able to describe it better if you walk over and talk to him afterwards. There's like 10 of these units, and I forget what the hell they do. The total cost to fix all of them, get the backup speed is like 80,000. And so we've got 15 grand here, we're moving 15 grand in, it's like $5,000 a unit. So we're chipping away to get some of that maintenance. So Frank can, if you want to know specifically what the hell it's for, Frank will be able to answer it. We talked yesterday. Amodi, moving $2,000 from contingency into, looks like, I don't know what 201 is, that's just materials and supplies, for some additional supplies there. Nicholson, moving $500 from their contingency to maintenance and repairs. Unexpected bills related to the phone system and the security. If you remember, we had some issues there earlier on. Those are all ironed out. Got to pay for them. DA's office moving from materials and supplies to vehicle expense, witness fees, and association dues. Vehicle expense should be pretty self-explanatory. Prices are rising, gas is rising, et cetera. Witness fees, I mean, you know, you're seeing a pretty big trial in court right now. You got to pay to have certain witnesses come in, certain testimony provided, and then association dues. There've been just some increases across the board as associations will keep up with inflation. This is for, the next one is our ARPA funding for some upgrades to the Guardian system at the jail. That's just the system that keeps everybody locked away safely and securely and soundly in their cells. And that is all we have from the transfer. Any questions on it?
No.
All right, I'll take a motion to approve administrative transfers A through H.
So moved.
Second. Your motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. There are no ordinance on the table for introduction or final action. There will be a commissioners meeting. As Loretta noted, our first November commissioners meeting on Tuesday.
Yes, ma'am.
Tuesday, November 1st, 2022, and there will be an election board meeting this Thursday at 1:30, I believe. Yeah, that's right, 1:30. Yep, you're right. And there won't be a commissioners meeting on Tuesday, November 8th. Obviously, we'll all be voting.
I will probably have to phone in next month or next Tuesday. Probably have to participate by phone next week.
No problem.
Thank you.
I don't think there's anything aggressive coming up next week. It's mostly budget transfers at this point to get through the year. But on that note, unless there's anything further from my colleagues,
Nope. No, I think that's it.
perfect. We will adjourn. We'll study board meetings.
Thank you.